Philadelphia tournaments. Chile's Marcelo Rios missed out on the chance to qualify for this week's World Championship when he lost to Julian Alonso in the final of the Santiago Open. It paved the way for Alonso's Spanish compatriot Sergi Bruguera to grab the last place in Hanover. So let's look at the
Moya extraordinarily dominating Sampras at this stage. So break point for the Spaniard to go 3-love up. Well, that really was awful for Sampras. Done everything. Perfect shot to the baseline, had it all set up, and missed what for him was just a rudimentary volley. 3-love. Moya then held his serve to go 4-love, and look at this, Sampras 15-40. 2 break points for Moya to go a triple break up. Where's he been hiding that? From the reverse angle. A shot that he's been springing on us time after time for most of this year, but not this afternoon. Still break point for Moya. And after the glorious backhand before, another wretched effort from Sampras. And Moya very nearly home at 5-love. There's the Moya camp. We'll pick it up in the next game. It's got to deuce. Moya, remember, serving for the match, just 2 points away. And suddenly Sampras seems to have eaten some spinach. Placement plus power for one of the few times. But is it a little late for the rhythm to be returning? Playing the points now with real confidence, but surely the horse has bolted. Sampras held his serve. We pick it up in the 8th game. Moya at 5-2. Serving for the 2nd time for the match. Pressure beginning to emerge now for Moya. If he was to drop his serve here, it would have been really awful to serve a 3rd time for the match.
30-love.
Again, Sampras not reading it. They're too early. And here are 3 match points for the Spaniard for just about the win of his life. A staggering performance from Carlos Moya. Tsapras may have been a little subdued, perhaps tired. Didn't seem to be any problems with the shoulder. But what a victory for Carlos Moya.
I think he was very tired because I realized in some points he was not running maybe, and I thought that, okay, we are one set all, we are going to play the match one set. So I kept fighting and I broke him first game. I think that was the key of the match.
6-3, 5-7, 6-2. Carlos Moya, whom not many considered here to be a major contender, has taken out the red-hot favourite Pete Sampras. After the break, Greg Rusedski against each on Rafter's serve. And that was a dangerous error. Rusedski had been serving really well. It would have been a tough one for Rafter, but now looked very well worth making. It's 4-all, breakpoint Rusedski.
Einstein, cheers.
Another excellent slice return, been working so hard, Rusedski. Particularly on his volleys and his returns, and paying off here. So a second break point. Yes, real fleetness of foot. And first blood to the Englishman. Rusedski jumping out to a 5-4 lead, which meant, of course, he'd be serving for the set. Rafter just a winner of one title this year, but what a title it was in New York. Rusedski's won a couple. Nottingham and Basel, and 4 other finals. US Open, Vienna, and early in the year, Zagreb and San Jose.
Simpson by the 15 on.
Yes, it didn't look a classic volley, but it was enough on it.
Simpson, 30-15.
No mistakes. And Rafter mishitting the lob.
Simpson, 40-15.
So 2 set points for Greg Rusedski. Tony Pickard, Rusedski's coach. And he'd been happy enough with that. Rusedski finishing it off without any dramas.
6 games to 4.
So a very promising start for the new Brit. Rafter took an early break in the second set. And here was where the problem came for Rosetsky. Suddenly he's able to pick the serve. And this is where Rosetsky needed the first serve badly. A really close call.
No, 30, love 30.
After so much improved on return this year. And that's a bad call. First one, there might have been some justice, but there didn't look like any justice in that one.
No, 40.
And the returns are Rafter still at a very, very high standard. Took him to 3 break points. Such a good game. Rosetsky unlucky with a couple of calls, maybe certainly one, but wonderful returning from Rafter. Went with serve after that, so we pick it up with Rafter at 5-3, serving to level up at a set apiece.
Love 15.
Rosetsky really laying into this return. Rafter, the master of the half volley, but there just set up invitingly.
Simpson beide, 15 on.
Rafter's volleys at the moment having the greater penetration.
30-15.
Oh, super defensive volleying from Patrick Rafter. Rosetsky couldn't have tested him more.
Simpson, 40-15.
Perhaps a little lucky with that, but he deserved it. 2 set points for the Aussie. Glorious movement. So, as we suspected, breaks crucial here, 1 in each set. And that's the story. So for the second time, a deciding set.
Simpson, love 15.
Not quite getting the breaks with the calls. Lovely shot this, though, from Rafter.
Love 30.
A poor slice, that one, from Rosetsky.
0-40, love 40.
So 3 break points for Rafter to go a break up in the match for the first time. Just enough on the second serve there to keep Rafter at bay. But Rosetsky at this stage hanging on. Oh, super rally, wonderfully played by Rosetsky, but didn't Rafter move so well? He focuses and gives every point utmost effort, and this slow-mo tells you that.
30-40, 30-40.
It was only the heaviness of the touch on the net that took it away. Oh, that's lucky.
Rafter.
And no wonder Rosetsky wants to fire that into the upper echelons of the Mezzahala. Rafter gets the break, and if what we've seen so far was to prove a good guide, it was to be crucial. 3-2. And from then on, it went with serve. So we pick it up with Rafter at 5-4, serving for the match. Moments of contemplation before going out to finish it off. It's been a mentally grueling match. And, it's been a grueling year for Rafter, but one that he must have thoroughly enjoyed. He spent last year, most of it, injured. And it was during that time that he reflected on what a lucky guy he was. And he regarded himself as having put too much pressure on himself, decided to lighten up. And we're seeing the rewards. 5-4 then. For those of you new to this particular format, a round-robin format, defeat not necessarily conclusive, but it means that should Rosetsky lose this, he'd more or less have to win his other 2 matches in the group to make it through to the semi-final.
Signal, 30 love.
The other 2 in the group, of course, Sampras and Moya. Wonderful stretch from Rafter.
Signal, 40 love.
And again, such care on the volley, very reminiscent of Pat Cash, the last Aussie to make it through to these year-end championships. 3 match points then. So Rafter wins again against Rosetsky, taking his chances. It had started so well for Greg, but in the end Rafter served too well for him. and pounced on the Rosetsky second serves when he was a little vulnerable. Just a point here or there, making the difference. So wins then for Carlos Moya and for Patrick Rafter this afternoon. Coming up right after this, Michael Chang against Sergi Bruguera.